गाइस, कैसे हो आप सब लोग। सो टुडेज वीडियो इज ऑन द सब्जेक्ट ऑडिट। सो ऑडिट में मेरी पर्सनल जो जर्नी थी वो काफ़ी ज़्यादा रोलर कोस्टर राइड की जैसी थी। सो बिकॉज मैंने ऑडिट सब्जेक्ट पे अपने फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट में सबसे ज़्यादा फोकस किया था और काफ़ी अच्छे से पढ़ाई करी थी, सारे पॉइंट्स और सब कुछ अच्छे से मेमोराइज करे थे, बार बार रिविजन्स किया था, अच्छे से समझा था सब्जेक्ट को और हर चीज़ करी थी जो मैं कर सकती थी ऑडिट में। बट मेरे फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट में सरप्राइजिंगली ऑडिट में सबसे कम मार्क्स आए थे। सो मेरे खाली 16 मार्क्स आए थे, 16। सो मेरे लिए बहुत ज़्यादा शॉकिंग था कि इतने कम मार्क्स कैसे आए हैं मेरे। और फिर आगे आने वाले अटेम्प्ट्स में भी, बिकॉज मेरे 4 अटेम्प्ट्स में क्लियर किया था मैंने अपना सीए, सो मेरे कोई बहुत ज़्यादा मार्क्स नहीं आ पा रहे थे। कभी 22 आ रहे थे, कभी 35 आ रहे थे। सो फाइनली जब 4th अटेम्प्ट में मैंने क्लियर किया था, सो आई कुड स्कोर 50 मार्क्स इन ऑडिट, 50। एंड फाइनली मतलब मुझे ये रियलाइज़ हुआ था कि मैंने ऑडिट में काफ़ी ऐसी मिस्टेक्स करी थी जिनको मैंने ओवरकम कर करके आई कुड एक्चुअली रीच फ्रॉम दो 16 मार्क्स टू स्कोरिंग दीज 50 मार्क्स. Okay, so in my first attempt, when I actually felt that I am very well prepared with audit and my paper was also fine and I could like I had given my best in audit, I could still score very low marks. And these kind of things happen generally with the audit subject only. So audit subject बहुत से लोगों का reason होता है अपने ग्रुप को ना क्लियर करने का, बिकॉज हम हर चीज कर लेते हैं बट हम ऑडिट में जाके फंस जाते हैं. सो एनीवेज, बेसिस माई एक्सपीरियंसेस मैं आप लोगों को कुछ चीज़ें बताना चाहती हूँ कि क्या आपको ऑडिट में फॉलो करना चाहिए सो दैट आप ऑडिट में अच्छे मार्क्स स्कोर कर पाओ. ओके, सो आई स्टार्ट विद द फर्स्ट एंड द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग. सो मेरा सबसे बड़ा रीज़न कि मैं क्यों बार बार कम मार्क्स स्कोर कर रही थी, द बिगेस्ट रीज़न वॉज, जो मुझे एक्चुअली अपने थर्ड अटेम्प्ट में आके पता चला था, वॉज कि मैं जो रेफरेंस बुक यूज़ कर रही थी ना, वो रेफरेंस बुक मतलब एकदम सेल्फ लैंग्वेज में दी हुई थी. उसमें इंस्टीट्यूट मटेरियल की लैंग्वेज बहुत ही कम यूज्ड थी, मतलब 20 to 30% इंस्टीट्यूट लैंग्वेज वॉज यूज्ड. So I actually changed my book in my third attempt and then I realized that this was the biggest mistake I was making. Also जब मेरी certified copies आई थी, so मैंने exactly जो मेरी reference book जो मैं यूज़ कर रही थी पहले, मैंने उसी बुक के हिसाब से लिखा हुआ था, बट स्टिल मुझे एग्जामिनर ने बहुत ही कम मार्क्स दे रखे थे या फिर नहीं मार्क्स दे रखे थे. सो देन आई रियलाइज कि ओके, द बुक इज द प्रॉब्लम एंड मैं अपने अंदर फॉल्ट फाइंडिंग कर रही थी. Okay, then I changed my book and the book now that I used in the third and fourth attempt was the book which actually used the institute's language, institute's keywords were used. It was also a little simpler than the language of the institute, but at least it contained the keywords and the points that were to be used in the answer. Okay, so this was a very big thing. So all I want to communicate in this point is, guys, that use the language of the institute as much as possible. Now obviously it is not possible for you to memorize each and every word and the whole paragraph as it is. Obviously that is not humanly possible also. So what you can do is, obviously you can see what are the key words or the important words inside that explanation that is given under each and every point. So pointers are obviously very very important, they have to be on your tips, but inside the pointers, the explanations that is given, in those explanation there are certain keywords that you need to use in the examination while writing your papers. So I think points and keywords is the whole base of audit subject. If you have got the points and keywords correct in the paper, I think nobody can stop you from scoring marks. Also we tend to forget these points and these keywords, so it is important that you have some memory techniques that you have formed, some kind of story you have formed with the points, or some kind of acronyms that you have made from those points to memorize that. And obviously those memory techniques should be connected to the question. so that when you read the question in the question paper, then you are able to recall the memory technique that you had formulated against that question. So it should be very similar to the question and to the points that are there. Okay, so also these points and keywords, obviously it is important to revise audit subject on a timely basis, and it is not possible that you revise the whole 500 pages book after every 10 to 15 days. But what you can at least do is just the points and keywords of that particular question that is there, just the points and just the little main keywords that are there, those you can revise after every 10 to 15 days, so that you don't get basically, so that you don't lose that link in your mind for the audit subject. Guys, second most important thing in audit subject is where our focus is actually. What we do is generally we focus more on the chapters which are very difficult for us to retain or difficult for us to understand. Obviously it takes a little more time than usual, but I think it is majorly important that your focus should be on the chapters which are easy as well as very scoring. Like for example, professional ethics. Like for example, I would say caro or tax audit or company audit. So there are some chapters which are very easy and very scoring. So our most of the focus should be on mastering these particular chapters. Also, I will not suggest you to neglect the small chapters. There are very small chapters also given in audit subject. I will not suggest you to ignore that because they are also scoring. And if at all, out of so many small chapters, if you tend to leave one or two small chapters, I think that is also okay, because anyways you have this option of this selection option in the paper, so you need not attempt the whole paper, okay, of 120 marks. So you have to attempt for 100 marks, okay. So you can leave a few of the questions as an option. So why not utilize that opportunity that institute is giving, and it's okay if one or two chapters you are not very confident of, or if you have left it, okay. So focus on maybe chapters which are very scoring. That should be your first priority. Guys, my next point is on standards on auditing. Very important, obviously not easy to memorize, not easy to study also, but very scoring. I would say the weightage in the papers of standards is way too much. Okay, so it is important that standards should be properly done by us. Now what happens is, when we take up standards on auditing at one go, when we try to do it at one go or maybe together, then it becomes really very boring. And anyways, you can try it out. If you do all the standards together, after 1 week if you pick up the book, you will feel like you don't know anything. So this is a problem with standards, that you are not able to retain it. So what you can do here is, maybe along with the chapters you can just take one or two standards on a daily basis, or two or three standards, and you can revise them on a daily basis instead of taking up all of them together. Then again, you should be using memory techniques to memorize those standards. Then again, the revision of standards should be comparatively more aggressive than the other chapters, obviously, because you want to retain those standards, because the weightage is too much. Okay, so this is how you can get a grip over your standards, and also practice questions. Because if a particular standard, if you have solved maybe 5 to 10 questions related to that standard, then you are at a much better position to get hold over that standard. Guys, next important part is your RTPs. Please don't neglect the revision test papers that the institute is issuing. Please understand that institute issues these RTPs with an intention that they feel that this is important for you with regard to the examination. So obviously it is very important. I would suggest 3 attempts RTP, including the attempt that you're going to give, should be done by you, because at least 2 questions as it is come from the RTP itself. So why do you want to risk those 20 marks when you know that you will get out of 20 marks at least from these RTPs only. So as per the past trends, this has been happening that we get exact questions from the RTP. Okay, so 3 attempts RTP you must do. Then guys, lastly, MCQs of course carry a lot of weightage in the paper. So if you are good with your MCQs, then you are very much close to passing in that particular paper. So practicing MCQs is one of the most important thing, that is needless to say. Okay, then section numbers guys, if you are not able to memorize, don't stress a lot about it. It is okay. If you are able to do it, then well enough, I mean good enough. Otherwise it is also okay if you don't know the section numbers. Okay, but obviously I would say that try if you can memorize it, but don't stress about it. Then next important thing is, if you are not able to memorize anything in audit, then use this audio thing. Basically record those points or those answers in your own voice in your mobile phone, and keep listening to those audios whenever you feel free. Whenever you think you have 5-10 minutes in hand, you can just listen to those audios. Also you can use sticky notes. Write those points in that sticky note and stick it in front of your study table, so that again and again you go through those sticky notes and you are able to memorize those particular points which you are facing problems with. Then next important part is your answers which you are writing down in the paper. Please make sure it should be point wise. The examiner is not going to spend time to search for the keywords or points in the paragraphs that you've written. So make sure that you are answering as much as possible point wise, and if the question is of 4 marks, then you are writing at least 5 to 6 points, so that even if 1 point is not correct, still you are getting full marks. Okay, then if there are case study based questions, then you need to follow the pattern that actually is the best pattern for a case study. That you need to mention the provision first, then the facts of the question, then the linkage of the provision to the facts of the question or the main explanation, I would say, of the case study, and lastly you need to give your conclusion, that what is your final conclusion on this case study. So these are the points guys that you need to keep in mind while you're going to give your audit exam or while you're preparing for audit subject. Any other issues that you're facing guys, please feel free. You can mail me anytime. I am dropping my email ID below in the description box. So don't worry. If you have any challenge with respect to maybe problem motivation, lack of motivation, or you are facing problems with your consistency of studies, or you are facing any kind of stress related issues or any subject related issues, you can anytime mail me. All right, I will try to answer as soon as possible. So thank you so much everyone for watching my video. Also I would request you to please share it with your friends, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much.